Hi everybody, good morning. You probably see the tail, it's not a real good video what I come on here to do. First of all, still got Spencer with me before I start the story. Uh, and also I want to apologise, I've not been answering a lot of the comments the last couple of videos, and also I'm going to explain why Spencer's not been very well. Basically, over the summer, Spencer was sneezing and things like that. It's just because a bit of hay fever and it kind of stopped. For the last couple of weeks, his sneezing came really back with vengeance, and there's a lot of mucus things coming out of his nose. So I got him to the vet last week. Now, to explain, Spencer is absolutely terrified of the vet. I mean, he was an SSPC house rescue years and years ago. I brought him home 6th of February 2011, and he'd been in the kennels from the 26th of November 2010, basically 3 months before I got him home. And it took a lot of work to build up the trust in me. He'd be something wrong with his ears, took me ages for him to touch his ears, things like that. It took me years to be able to get him into the vet. He's so terrified. I just don't think what he's been through with him. The vets don't think what he's been through. So I've had him cut up for it will be 11 years come February if I get him there. And so I got him into the vet, and she's like a number of things. He actually performed there, and then the secretions come out of his nose. And she's like, a number of things, but given these tablets, she says hopefully that'll clear it up. So got the tablets that afternoon. No sneezing on Tuesday night, else is great. Or no, because Spencer's not, no, he's ill. So on Wednesday morning, a wee sneeze, but nothing, no secretion, that's great. My neighbour came round to do the decking for me, to fix a bit of my decking, and then I heard them shouting, Lynn, Lynn, and I turned to come and to bring Spencer in. Well, I thought his nose had been sliced off. It cut me, I don't know what happened, but this blood was everywhere. It was all down his wee white chest, his white paw, sneezed again, it was everywhere. There's the bottom of the floor, that's the bottom of it. My poor dog was bleeding, just couldn't get it stopped. On the phone at the vet, got my straight along. I just told him to get him right along, and they took him in. Now, I felt I was betraying him, and they couldn't put, he had to be sedated to go into the X-ray, put under basic anaesthetic. But they couldn't do that till late afternoon because obviously he does a lot of his breakfast with his tablets in the morning. So I took him and I looked at his wee face and he said, Mummy, where you going? Mummy, where you going? Left him. I felt terrible leaving them. And anybody's got a pet, you don't want to don't leave them. I felt I was betraying him. The trust he built up me, I felt I was betraying him, I was leaving them. So I phoned him an hour and a half later to be told, yeah, he's fine, he's settled. And I thought, I just don't believe that. He's never been settled before, to go for anything. So, which I learned when I got him back, he'd actually chewed through his leather leads, he was so stressed. So the phone went about 2:30, 2:45. Now I was told by a different vet it was doing his X-ray and that, putting him under. I wanted his teeth checked, whatever, and all checked he was under. And so this vet, I never spoke to her if he had him before. And she said, Spencer's still under. She's just like, there's a tumour up his nose. And you're trying to digest this, knowing we never had got a dog. At that time, she was actually at the vet school getting her chemotherapy. I was like, no, I don't you, what's going on? It's just babbling on to say, due to his temper and his anxiety, I don't think he's a candidate for referral, and because I've got to go and break his face open to get the tumour. And I said, just hang on there. I said, I'm digesting it. We said about surgery. I says, no, I'd like to refer to, he's got £12,000 insurance. I says, plus that policy's only December and it rolls over for the next policy. I says, he's well insured. I says, I'm not going to put him through any invasive surgery. I says, I'm not selfish on it. I says, he's 12 and a half. Well, we think he's 12 and a half, he could be older. I said, a lot older because a rescue dog. I said, I think he's going to go up for 13 in February roughly, but he could be older, could young, we don't know. And I said, I'm going to put a old dog through that. I said, but I need time to think. And then she hit me, well, Glasgow's not taking referrals. And I says, well, hang on there. I says, I'm a client there. As I'm speaking to you, I says, my other dog's down there at the moment getting chemotherapy. Leave this with me. I'll get my son to speak to them down there. So my son spoke to the oncologist and said, look, they aren't taking referrals for surgery, she says, but there's other things we can do till we get all his paperwork over. So I phoned the vet back and spoke to my own vet, and she said, I'll send all the paperwork over, so that's fine. So she said, well, it does look like a cancerous tumour. She says, waiting for his blood results and that coming back. So she phoned me back and said that that the vets, herself and the vet schools looked at the x-rays and there's definitely a tumour there. She says, but yes, it's pointing to cancer. I've got to be sensible. It's due to Spencer's age. I mean, it is more, and losing weight and things, it is more cancers, but it could be a fungi tumour. Because a fungi tumour can look exactly the same on the x-ray as a cancer tumour. I says, well, where's life? There's hope. She says, I don't want to build up your hope. She says, I'm telling you, we do think it's cancer, but We don't know. And I says, can we not just treat him for the fungi tumour then to see if it works? She goes, no, because that could damage his kidneys. And all his blood works came back. Kidneys function, liver function, everything great. And his blood count, his white blood cells aren't raised, they're all normal in the normal range. I mean, he's 12 and a half, he's got all that good results. When Molly got, when Molly was only 7, she got diagnosed with cancer. And her blood results, her white blood count was sky high. I'm saying, his blood work's not shown. I'm grasping at straws, guys, with his life, there's hope. And I've got to think about Spencer. And I says, no way. I says, I'm putting Spencer through surgery. She goes, I do agree with Lynn. I says, he couldn't cope with that. She says, but we've got to give him a chance. My advice to you, she says, we'll get him referred and we'll get a CT scan done to see what we're working with. And the vet school might be able to give treatment, not invasive treatment. I says, right. So now it's just not having to put that poor old soul through a CT scan. He's going to go to a vet again. He's going to have to put on, and I'm going to get him to vet school through this COP26. I've no idea. Glasgow roads are near shutting. I think the Clyde Tunnel is shutting. So I'll have to go over the Erskine Bridge and go there. I really don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'll work it. I'll get there. I hope these protests don't go and close like in. I've got to get there because I'll go off my head. But anyway, so I've got to get him to the vet school on the 4th of November. I get a consultation the phone on the Wednesdays, all his history, and then he'll go on the 4th of November for CT scan, and they put the camera down in his nose because the vet had a camera, but they didn't go far down as a pallet. I had a wee guinea pig that went in for something similar. It was, we thought he'd an abscess, and I got a phone call to say there was a big tumour at the back of his throat and his nose, and I had to make a decision to let him go there and then because we brought him around, he could smother. I am dreading I'm going to get the same news with Spencer. They're going to put the camera down, knowing the tumour spread. And I was discussing with our family, if it's the same case, I will not bring him around because that's cruel. It'd be really cruel to bring him around for a couple of months and could end up smothering in front of me. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. Sorry. I'm not putting him through any invasive surgery to get his wee face broke to get a tumour out. He's an old dog. And I'm not a selfish owner. It's what's best for the dog. I even feel guilty putting him through a CT scan. But I'm hoping we get through the CT scan and they'll say, well, yes, it is cancer, but we can treat it with chemotherapy tablets. I mean, Molly got well over a year and a half before she took on over a year before she took on intravenous chemo. She was in remission for a year on chemotherapy tablets. So if they could do that for Spencer and tablets, I mean, he's come to the end of his life, natural lifespan, you know what I mean, at that age. Or if it's a fungi tumour, treat it with the medication. It's even going to be bad enough to get medication in. I mean, he's so suspicious. He don't trust me. I want to get him. Even my son tries to give him, but my neighbour can pin them on and give him it. He takes it. So he says he's quite happy to do the medication for me. So let's hope. I've really good neighbours, very supportive. But if it's a family, we're devastated. It's supposed to be in my life. It's like devastating. As Emma said, she was home. I know Spencer's old. They said I'd be up toddling before Spencer would go naturally. You know, it got the end of his lifespan. You thought anything sinister happened to him. So it's going to be a difficult week tomorrow. I get the phone call week Thursday. Week tomorrow I'll go to Glasgow with him. And then obviously Thursday's going to be a very difficult day. I hope I get him back. I really do hope I get him back. And I hope I get, you know, it's the fungi tumour. So please say your prayers. He's going to be okay. Anybody who's got a pet knows what I'm going through, the decisions you've got to make. And you've got to make the right decisions, but you've got to be brave and be right decisions for the dog. And my lovely friends, Tracy and Annette, says, Lynn, you're brave, you've got to be brave now. I'm going brave, girls. And he said, don't try not get upset in front of Spencer because he obviously picks it up and he's sound asleep over there. So even though I'm sitting here, sound asleep. And I'm being brave, I'm just treating him as normal. I'm enjoying the dog, I'm treating him as normal. And I've had to get some weight put back on him because he's lost a wee bit of weight. So I went and bought some stew and steak and some beef ham, things like that. Get him some sort of extra things in him, sausages and things. Try and build. I want him to be nice and strong for next week. But the thing is, his blood counts are all good. And that's what I've got to grasp at hope. Their blood counts are really good. So his kidneys, I mean, he's 12 and a half, up for 13. He could be older. He is a little older. And he's got all, you know, all that's on his favour. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just praying to God that, you know, it's going to be a better outcome, what it could be. And I say, pray to God, if it is something serious, I just let him sleep away in my bed before the 4th. I don't put him through this because I feel so guilty. Put him through a CT scan as it is. And I know he's going to be so stressed going to leave him again. And anybody, as I say, who's been through this knows what I'm going through. We've got to do what's best for the animal, but the dog. They're part of the family. But I do apologise for not getting my people's comments back. I've got some boxes. I've got my OK box. I'll get that done. Maybe after the weekend, I'll probably get in done. Maybe tomorrow. My son's coming up with Molly. She's going for a health check. Her vaccines and that on Monday. No, Monday, Thursday. So Molly's going to be up. And she's doing really well. So I had Spencer under anaesthetic on the Wednesday. Molly was at the vet school and she's doing really well. She's in remission. Still doing really well with treatment. So this treatment's out there without being invasive. So I'm sorry if I had to do this video, I really am. But yeah, it's the star of the show. He's been with me since day one, popping up and telling everybody. It's always the star of the show. But I'm really sorry to do this video, guys, but I will keep updating his progress, and just please just cross your fingers, everybody will be okay. But take care, everybody, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Bye bye for now.